Man, drop that shit for these fuck niggas.
Hey there, welcome to Meet You. How are you? My name's Robbie Armfield. With me, of course, is
Dart Sultan. Hello.
And where are we, Dart?
We are in my new Sydney pad, and we decided to film here. It was Robbie's idea. I was a little reluctant because it's not fully set up, but I thought, fuck yeah, let's do it. Let's christen it. It's the most people we've had in here.
Yeah.
And the Patreons.
The Patreons have come through with the goods. So what you'll see before you here, and you'll hear about as we chow it down, is this wonderful cheese board. So this is the official cheese board. Thank you episode to the Patreons.
Yeah.
So Dart went out to Foodworks before and sorted us out with a few beautiful offerings here that we're going to have as we record today. What have we got today, Dart?
We've got a sharp cheddar from Mercer Valley. We've got Mediterranean hummus from Dari's Table, and I forgot what that is. Does anyone know what type of cheese that is?
Looks like a Stilton.
We've got a Cheezels and we've got a Jats.
Are they chicks or jats? Check. You know, there's two different ones.
They might be that.
Let me have a try.
Have a try. You can, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Sean in the room with us.
Sean's here. G'day, Sean. You're all mic'd up.
Hi, guys. I got a mic.
Listen. Sean of Pajama Sundays, helping us out with the production and mic'd up.
Listen up to The Bribe on Spotify and your favourite streaming platform.
This is a night to remember.
So, Dart, you're in Sydney. This is your pad. Thank you so much to the Patrons for this beautiful cheese
We love
board.
you.
We'll
Thank
be
you,
enjoying
guys.
this today.
We're going to talk about what's been going on. I wanted to open up. Well, how are you? You well?
Yeah, I'm good. I think I'm pretty keen to touch base with you on the group chat that was started when you arrived into town. So for those that aren't Patreons, feel free to join. Thank you again for this beautiful cheese board. But one of the exclusive episodes that we did on there, we talked about this new group chat that had started with a lot of sort of our mutual friends here in Sydney getting excited for Dart's arrival. And it's taken on a life of its own, hasn't it?
It has. It's a really interesting experience. It's been. I think it's a powerful ecosystem that's been set up, a digital ecosystem, and it's kind of centered around me, which is like a lot of pressure. I set it up and I just added basically everyone I know from Sydney, and it's turned into. Look, we go into it more in the Patreon episode, but I think it's important to touch base because essentially where it was at when we were discussing it on Patreon was everyone was a fan. Robbie, like everyone was loving it. It was very funny, lots of memes, lots of jokes, lots of goodwill. I wrote a little heartfelt post in there as well. But I think and it may be anxiety, but I feel like I'm pushing my luck. And I feel so obnoxious because it's basically stream of consciousness for me at this point in there. Which
is hilarious, I have to say. It's one of the greatest chats to open for me. I love it. I think it's obnoxious city. Sean's in it too. Sean, what do you think? What do you reckon about it, Sean?
To be honest, I'm really bored at work at the moment, so it's really fun just to like see the random shit that you come up with.
That's good to hear.
Pushing some friendships and like kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
You're really pushing some friendships. And there's certain times where I think that you're kind of maybe like taking the piss, but then I'm like, oh, is he feeling really lonely or something?
Yeah. What is there an example, Sean, of what I'm saying in the group chat that makes you question? What are some things?
Not really. Well, I think at the start there was a couple of things where I was kind of just like,
yeah.
Are you being serious right now? Is this everything in this chat a joke?
The character that I'm playing in the chat is, I think what it is a fun coping mechanism for me dealing with the uncomfortableness of being a new guy to a very established and tight friend group, and making it go, being a little bit uncomfortable with that, being the new guy, and then turning that into me being needy, incredibly sensitive, and just really pathetic and
vulnerable as. I think
Yeah.
everything's on the table with your character, which I think is hilarious. We should probably give some examples, hey?
Yeah. Well, there's the borrowing money joke. So I've asked to borrow money heaps of times.
So you asked to borrow, somebody's Afterpay account.
Yeah, log in for an Afterpay, no questions asked.
And then a few days later, I asked for $480.
$480.
From the chat. I said, well, is anybody in a position where they could maybe lend me that?
And these are getting like no reaction. There's like a lot of people in this group chat, and these are like getting left like, they're just like, hey, has anyone got capacity? Like, I'll be like, Robbie was like, hey, does anyone have capacity to lend me $480? And like, Sophie's like, sorry, I can't. And then
you said something amazing. You said, seems reasonable, ... Let's see who will step up. And then the emoji of like, I don't know, for those that can't see, like sort of thinking, up, like looking up with the
let's see how
thumb
this
and
plays
forefinger.
out. Yeah. I'm enjoying a lot. I'm very anti-friend zone in the chat, and there's a lot of chicks in the group. And Sophie made a joke about Alex, another friend in the group, invited us to this gig that she was doing. She was DJing, and Sophie said it was a platonic invite, and then I responded, Alex, if I'm going to consider going, can you please confirm whether or not that's true? I won't be caught in the friend zone. Which I think is just
it's
offensive.
heavy language.
It's offensive.
It's heavy language.
And that's an example of me feeling like I'm pushing the envelope, because like it's so regressed compared to where you guys are at. Even joking about it is regressed, I think.
Look, it's all on the line. I say again, I think it's all on the line, which is awesome.
I was up late last night, and I was talking to Jordan, who's been on the pod, Jordan Sharp. And I was saying that I feel like I've done this with new friendships in the past, and it's a mixture of a lot of things. It's definitely overcompensating. I feel as though once I enter in the water, if I splash and thrash around enough, and once the drips fall, everyone's still smiling, I can then be comfortable.
You need everyone to violently know who you are.
Yeah, kinda, which is obnoxious. And then I've got this, like, I think even though I know I am and I play into it, I do feel, because there's a lot of stoic Sigma males in the group and Sigma females, and I feel very obnoxious. And I feel like the need to maybe own it in a way.
I think you're Sigma royalty. And quite obviously, given the, it's firing. It's been said in the chat, and we won't spend too much time in this very insular way, but it has been said in the chat that it's firing on all cylinders. It cannot continue at this pace.
The group chat,
people have muted it, I'm certain. Do you have it muted, Sean?
No, I have. Okay. I get all the notifications because I'm really quiet at work, and I really it really does bring a smile to my day, if that makes you feel any better.
Well, to give you an idea of how, just lastly, how fucking crazy I am with it, I've noticed who's seeing the messages, and I withheld today, and I may do this joke. I was going to privately message a couple of people who I know have muted it and just say, hey, I can see that you're not seeing the messages. I just want to make sure you don't have the group chat muted, and call them out for muting it. And if I had some control over unmuting it for them, I would like to do that.
The relationship between a group chat and DMs beyond the group chat is an interesting phenomenon to me, because I experienced it myself when I called out for $480 from the chat. One of our beautiful friends, Jules, who I won the Australian Finska Championship with last year.
Shout out, Jules.
Congratulations to us again. He reached out to me. He said, hey, mate, I'm not sure if it's a joke, but if you ever need... you can borrow that money if you like. I said, that's fine. One last thing I just want to say on that point in the chat. I particularly enjoyed this installation here. I said, I can basically start paying it back in installments from March 3rd, which is 5 weeks away. So I was messaging Dart privately about this, saying, what kind of a position is that you start paying? $480 is a lot of money, but the position that you must have to be in to start even thinking about reparations.
Installments.
In installments.
In a month.
And a bit. And Dart rightly said, he said, it's no position. I was like, what kind of a position is that? He's like, it's no position.
You've fucked up.
I thought that was really funny. Change.
And
yeah.
also, lastly, I think we should also mention what happened with Sophie today.
Oh, mate.
Which was...
So you'd been saying privately to me, like, you feel as if Sophie has become a bit of an op in the chat. So Sophie, great friend, very funny.
Love her.
She has been calling you out for
me out of my bullshit.
A little bit. Well, she's kind of been negging your
negging me.
romanticisms in it.
Yeah. She's been...
Which is weird.
Pulling me down to earth. And it's very funny. And I was telling Robbie, I'm like, she's an op. And then in the chat today, I tagged her and I said, Sophie, would you like to come around to the pad next week for a cup of cold brew and a conversation? And she said yes. And then she rightly said that I was fucking doing another power play. Like keeping my enemies closer. Like she's deserved the first call up to the apartment, but she's coming around next week, and we're gonna have a coffee. And
yeah, you said, when a new boss comes to work and they schedule one-on-one coffees with everyone, legit the vibe, love heart. Dart on his power play bullshit again.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening there.
Yeah.
We've been also having an interesting conversation. Just we won't touch on this the whole episode, but something that came up recently was about Australia Day, Invasion Day, January 26th, whatever you want to call it, and how we have a relationship with that date these days, but that wasn't always the case. 12 years ago, some of us were hooking up at Vampire Weekend at Falls Fest or something.
We were comparing where we were at.
Sean, where were you at 12 years ago?
When's this? 12 years ago. So
Oz Day.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I think actually 12 years ago, that's probably, I was in year 10, I think. And I remember helping out a good friend of mine's. His dad had his 50th and it was like at the school. And so they got us to help like kind of set up the thing. And one thing I remember of that is like his dad gave like mad praises to like all his siblings, been like, oh, they're so kind and generous. And then he gets to like my friend and then he's like, and he's just organized.
That was the best compliment he could come up with.
And we thought that was the biggest burn. Like me and my friends there, we were like, whoa. So that's where I was, but I don't know. I was in school. I wasn't able to do fun shit like that.
Yeah. I feel you. And
Where were you?
Yeah, I was at where Jordan was saying. Like I was at. I would have been at Big Day Out, I think. Yeah, the one that Jordan was saying, which was
wearing the flag or anything like that, or
no,
never that far.
I've never worn a flag. I've never. You know what? This sounds very pick me. I've always been, and to this day, have always been very anti-patriotism. I love my friends, I love my family, but I love all people. I actually think that I don't fuck with a national identity very much. And I would love to hear what you guys think, because I always get big pushback from this. But to this day, I've never heard a convincing argument as to why a specific country, national identity, what tangible value it brings that can't be brought from elsewhere. Do you agree? What do you think? Or you don't want to say?
I don't have strong feelings.
I'm happy to say I love Australia. But I just think, when we go to sport, when we support sporting events and we have a team, it's fun and it's low stakes. That's arguable, but it is. We're all in a stadium. You wear that color, I wear that color, and it's fun to be in competition. But I think patriotism is kind of a disguised competition. And I kind of view it kind of like gender. It's just, I just feel like we've outgrown it. We can love our culture and we can enjoy shit like that. But I think like, I don't know. I'm weird with it. It's something that I've never
Doesn't resonate with you.
doesn't resonate with me, but I'd like to know what you guys think. And when you answer, tell me, yes, the good things that it brings, but could it be better brought elsewhere? Could you get that from an identity, a different identity that doesn't involve kind of the celebration of your country at the detriment, I think, of another?
It's probably all about boundaries, isn't it? All groups.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you're celebrating. There's always going to be an us and them, isn't there? And that's why Pink Floyd did so well with their Dark Side of the Moon.
Where were you 12 years ago, Robbie?
I was at the Rocks. Having a seafood degustation with the family.
The word degustation is so funny.
Yeah, it's so nice of them.
Hell yeah.
And it was really nice.
Yeah.
Moreton Bay bugs.
Couple shrimps on the barbie.
The bugs.
Yeah, I mean, it was shrimps. I was shrimping it up on Oz Day.
I bet. Would anyone like a Calypso, or are we beering at the moment? Calypsos later? Because these are yours.
Let's crack one and we'll have a sip of one.
Okay. My favourite is the blue. Sean, do you want to try? Which one do you want to try? You can have the inaugural sip.
Yeah, go blue.
Blue?
And thank you so much again to you, Patreons. This is all provided by you today, and we're enjoying it so much. If you want to join up and provide more enjoyment for us, for you, links in the bio. Patreon, WTMY, welcome to meet you. There's exclusive episodes every week.
And if you sign up, you get access to everything we've posted. So you'll have like 7 new episodes.
Ocean Blue Lemonade.
What do you think of that? Sean, have a crack at that.
It's so full on.
It's really...
How much sugar is in that?
Like a lot. To the point where they have servings. Like that's not one serving. You know, because you know how they get away with like all that sugar? They're like, oh yeah, it's got heaps of sugar, but not that much per serving. There's 5 servings in that. It's like, motherfucker.
It's not a 1.25.
People are drinking this in one go. You know they are.
You love this stuff?
I just had it for the first time the other. It's been so hot here in Sydney. There's this food works around the corner from me. I saw them. They were frosted in the fridge, and I was just like, this is gonna make me cool down, and I do love it. Yeah,
it's the new vitamin water, isn't it?
I also think with those things that you can really taste the sweetness because there's no fizziness. I think the fizziness often cuts through the sweetness, which is why you can just like slam down a Coke and be like, that's not that sweet.
That's very true. The fizziness does cut out the sweetness. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's very weird. No, you're very right. Do you guys like them?
It's not something I'd have very much, but I'm glad to try it with you today.
Yeah.
I once got one of those at the cinema, and I thought it was gonna be fizzy, and it was like, I don't know, coconut pineapple sort of thing. And I was drinking lots of pina coladas, and I was like, yum.
Yeah.
And then, it didn't hit the spot for me.
That's no good.
Which is unfortunate.
Well, what I'm going to do is with these going forward, they're not. I'm not a sugary drinks guy. If I'm going to drink anything soda wise, I like Diet Coke, which I know isn't great either, but I don't have it that often either. But when I smoke weed, I love having a really cold, sweet drink. And I think I'm going to have 1 or 2 of these in the fridge for the rare occasion that I do smoke weed, so I can just crack it open and enjoy it, because it's a really fucking enjoyable thing to do. It's really, really nice. It's really good.
It's really, really nice. And we're talking, of course, about... Do you have it there? Just show it one last time.
Calypso, Ocean Blue. We'd love a sponsorship from fucking anyone. But, and I like on the cap it said, on island time. And we are on island time at the moment. When we're here in my casa, we're on island time. But Sean and Robbie, what do you think of the place? It's not fully set up yet.
I love it. I saw it the other day. You made me this wonderful spag bowl dinner. I really love it. I think you're going to make something really special here. I'm really excited to do a proper tour when it's properly set up.
Yeah, I think...
Sean, your first impressions?
Yeah, I mean, really liked it because there's, I don't know, in my house there's so much crap everywhere, and I'm like, imagine just knowing this is all my stuff and that's it. Like, I don't know.
I've experienced that one other time when I live by myself, and it is a really addictive feeling, which is why I'm paying more to live alone, because it's so dope. It's good. Everyone should experience living with other people, but I also think everyone should experience living alone. It's a really liberating, incredible thing to do as an adult, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
We were speaking about Australia Day before, speaking about these lofty ideas. Robbie mentioned to me, or sent to me, this clip, this new live clip. Is it new? Of Muse, the band Muse, playing at this festival. He said, watch the first part of this. I saw Muse at Big Day Out many, many, many moons ago, and there was a time where I said they were the best sounding live act I'd ever heard. I was blown away. It was when they did that Resistance album. It's like grey with the kaleidoscopic.
I remember.
Yep. And I think that was the peak before the fall. And I think that was a very successful album. And I personally liked it. I can see that it is cringe. It hasn't probably aged very well. But one of the biggest drops in quality of a band ever, and it is encapsulated in this live performance, man. This shit is wild.
I'll put a clip in here.
Is that no?
Yeah, that's right. So this was last year, I think. So they start off, they're wearing masks, and hoods, and they've got these chrome instruments with lights on them, with remote input, so they can run around. And the will of the people. I mean, that first song, it just struck me so many immediate things from other songs. The beautiful people, that I thought they were just playing that.
Yep.
I don't really know where they get off doing all the revolution talk and all the militarization, lyricism.
They're below average in terms of activism.
They can't be idiots. They can't be fully idiots, right?
It's wild.
Do they know what they're doing?
I was asking myself the question when I was watching this, thinking, are they nihilists and they are like hurting themselves like by doing this? Because it's so bad. Like, it's like they have to be more intelligent than this. It's so hacktivism. They're saying nothing. No one. It's not provocative.
Audience loves it though.
Do they?
The beats and the riffs. You could tell the audience was loving it.
Really? Okay.
I think so.
I feel like those things are always cut to make it look like the audience is loving it.
Maybe that's true. Well, that was really bizarre, and it sort of struck me. In terms of music, a question that I thought of recently that I'm interested to know what you reckon. It's a bit of a basic question, but maybe it'll provoke an interesting thought. What's a lyric that sticks with you and has sort of shaped you a bit? Can you think of one?
Put me on the spot, but
I
definitely.
Is this just in general or by Muse?
Hopefully
by
in
Muse.
general.
No, I'd know. Yeah, They Will Not Force Us is by Muse. It's a good question, Sean. No, I mean generally. I do mean generally. I'll give you mine if you want.
Yeah.
Just to sort of.
Please.
Mine is from Tame Impala.
Okay.
It's from the album The Slow Rush. Yeah. And it's from the first track called One More Beer. And the lyric goes, "'Cause what we did one day on a whim has slowly become all we do."
Wow.
For me, I know it's, we're getting into earnest territory here, but it made me really consider what I do and how, yes, a lot of it is my running route. Purely whim-like. The first time I moved to the area, I just went on a run. I've not changed that route. It was whim, and it's just all I do now. I think a lot of stuff we can say that about, where it's just like you do something once, it goes fine, you never change.
Yeah.
So it's something that I actually probably think about that sentiment every day, I reckon. doesn't necessarily change what I do, but it certainly makes me more conscious, I reckon.
Yeah, wow. I think I've got one, and it's something that like my family were big Bob Dylan fans, and then
Hell yeah.
when I kind of went discovering maybe his like deeper cuts, hearing "It's Alright Ma, I'm Only Bleeding," I think that's what it's called. But there's so many great lines in that, and I think one that's like stuck with me that I feel like it's just planted in my brain, but it's like, he not busy being born is busy dying.
Okay.
I think that's just like a good thing to keep in your head, because you kind of know that feeling when you're just like, am I growing from anything? And then what's I guess what that means. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think that's get born, Jet.
Get born.
From subterranean home. Yeah, get born in subterranean. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. I'll pivot off that as well.
I'm looking up mine so I don't butcher it.
This is another one. This is quotes to live by, the podcast.
Yeah.
He said apparently, and I think I mentioned this to Sean, in his philosophy of modern song. This has been a bit of a head scratcher for me. Money is an agreement. Art is a disagreement.
Right.
Money is an agreement. Art is a disagreement. For me, it's a very pure sentiment. It's not a rule, but like, I think it's a good guiding principle for what good art maybe comes from, which is, for me, maybe a dissatisfaction with what you're experiencing, enough that it compels you to do something different or try to. And money is the opposite of that. It's like...
Yeah, I feel like, in that sense, money is like a product, whereas, art, like my favorite art is like, you don't know whether to think heads or tails about it. So it's like, there's something intangible about it, and you can't like put your finger on what it is.
That's interesting.
And you've been watching a lot of Robert Altman movies recently, Sean.
Yeah.
I've seen Three Women, and I saw a little bit of The Last Goodbye, The Long Goodbye.
The Long Goodbye, yeah.
And you saw, you love like Nashville and Shortcuts. Was that the other one?
Yeah. So those are the ones Fireworks.
But yeah, he strikes me as a filmmaker that makes things that like you can't exactly scream from the rooftops.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything about it. It's more like it's this quiet, it's this weird beauty or something.
I've definitely been like reading up about him, and he's had kind of so many problems with studios and stuff like that because he doesn't want to. I think studios and writers hate working with him, but actors love it because they get to just fully explore that art form. And I feel like, and kind of improvise and things like that. Try to make things that don't necessarily like, I don't know,
cohere.
have a clear answer. Yeah, cohere.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've pulled mine up. I've got a couple.
Go ahead.
So first off, one that really sticks out for me, and I don't know if it attributes. I can attribute it to my own experience heaps, but I guess romantically I can. But in my favorite Kanye West song, "Devil in a New Dress," with my favorite like rap verse nearly ever by Rick Ross on that. But just I think it's just a fucking awesome passage. Put your hands to the constellations. The way you look should be a sin. You're my sensation. I know I'm preaching to the congregation. We love Jesus, but she done learned a lot from Satan. I think that's fucking awesome and so sexy to like kind of, I don't know. I just, does
that one sit with you every day?
Honestly, like I think about it a lot. I think
really.
It's really pleasing that those words put together.
Nice.
But one of my favorite lyricists, and Robbie kind of makes fun of me for this a little bit, which I wear, but I love him. It's Father John Misty, Joshua Tillman. And he's got this song. I'm going to say 2 off this album because he blows me away, his lyrics. Nothing good ever happens at the goddamn Thirsty Crow, this song is. And I
don't hate him. I just never listened to him.
Actually, I'm gonna just go to my favorite of his lyrics, which is on A Bigger Paper Bag. And in verse 2, he says, "It's easy to assume that you've built some rapport with someone who only likes you what you like yourself for. Okay, you be my mirror, but remember, there are only a few angles I tend to prefer." And I just think that says so much about the nature of friendship and how a lot of people build relationships that just give them a reflection of what they want to see in themselves, as opposed to like challenging friendships, the relationships I enjoy. Not to say that I need constant conflict, but a friendship like mine and Robbie's, where Robbie will say things that he thinks I'm doing wrong, or, you know, all the most meaningful people in my life, we butt heads if we have to. But I know a lot of people who could not tolerate that. No judgment, no this, I need to exist, I cannot take any criticism. You know what I mean? And I just think that lyric is such a scathing review of that.
That is a nice lyric. I like that.
Cool.
Back to Esther Perel's book, Mating in Captivity, that Bridie brought my attention to. She has this one bit in it that Bridie summarised for me nicely, talking about how in relationships, similar to what you're talking about with the mirrors, the longer you're together and the closer you are, you start to congeal into a character that you think appeases the other person. A meaningful thing to do is to be conscious of that and dance in such a way that you don't lose yourself entirely.
I think identity is more fluid than you often give it credit for.
Me?
Everyone, us in general, give it credit for. And
because I think it's the most fluid thing ever.
Except for Robbie. And I think that identity is something that I've really struggled with over the last year. I think it's probably been like at the center of some of the like mental health shit that I have been like experiencing. And I think being back home living at mum's, and
I think that was the key to it for me, because I've obviously spoken to you at length about this.
Living at home.
I think so. I think honestly, idle mind. I think truly, idle mind. You're so much busier these past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Fantastic, man.
It seems so. I don't mean to belittle people's pain and struggles,
you're right.
but
It's true.
I just had because I've been there myself. You know, I've moved back home and I've felt that sense of stasis.
What Robbie's referring to is that I was having all these struggles and I was intellectualizing them and digging deep and doing all these things and having these conversations with Robbie. Some of them are on pod. And Robbie basically time and time again was coming back to saying that he believed that me living at home was really bad for me and that I should get out as soon as possible. And that's nothing to do with my beautiful parents.
Not digging
or anything.
your mum or anything like that, of course.
Because of me and what it does to me. And
or anybody.
For anyone. Yeah. And what was very wise that Robbie said as well was that all these things I'm not even going to have, that I was thinking about back home, I'm not going to have time to think about when I come to Sydney because I'm going to be so busy. And he was so so correct. And I have been euphoric. It's been one of the best times of my life coming to Sydney. Seriously.
It's so good.
I've been euphoric. I feel alive. Like, man, if you're in a rut and it's such simple, it sounds so much, you just got to go do shit. Like, do crazy shit, move to a different city, do something different. Like, it's so easy to get that lust for life back, like, by just fucking living it and stop doing the same thing every day, playing computer games, sitting there smoking weed, or, eating bad food, or like jerking off, like just fucking touch grass.
Back to the John Misty. I don't hate him, but I do think that he's got no taste when it comes to timbre and texture, and the way his songs, which have decent lyricism sometimes, are translated sonically, I think is like garbage a lot of the time. Like he's got bad ears, I think. Got good Good mind for lyrics, bad ears. Sorry.
Opinion time. Sorry.
Sorry, Mr. Tillman. Is that your real name? Fucking prick. Fuck off. I never want him on this podcast. You know, this is actually... So these are people we never want on this podcast, all right? So we've had a couple of high-profile guests recently.
Yeah.
Kieran J. Callanan, Sam Campbell,
Aaron
Brides,
Gox.
Aaron Gox. We've had Jordan Sharp, Tristan Hayes. Is there anybody we're forgetting?
Jim Rhineflesh.
We had Jim Rhineflesh, who we love.
Twice.
We love him.
We do love him.
We love Mild Life, the band. They got a new album coming out. But these people right now we're going to talk about, sorry, not sorry, you're never touching this bed.
You're not welcome to meet you.
Fuck no. Number one, Josh Tillman, Father John Misty.
Oh, come on.
Fuck off.
I want him on.
I'm really not interested.
Robbie and him would
No,
go to blows.
I actually think he's one of those people like Nick Cave, I think I've said before, where like his interviews are the most interesting thing about him for me. Like him as a person, I think, is like interesting. Music I can't get around. And I feel like Tillman's the same thing. He's like he'd be a fun chat. You're welcome. More than welcome. He's a big LA deal, and I reckon he would know a lot of people that would open a lot of doors for him.
So he is welcome.
Now he's welcome.
Father John Misty can come on.
He's back on.
Father John Misty, I would love you to be
All
on.
right.
Joshua Tillman, I'm a big fan.
But Dart, who would you never want to have on this?
It's so small of us, and do you know what? Sometimes we're small. G-Flip, you're not welcome on the show.
100%. I never want to talk to G-Flip.
You're not
Sorry.
fucking welcome on the show.
Be great for diversity.
Hey.
That's how much I don't... That's
And
how much
you're
I don't
killing
see.
it.
Yeah.
You don't need us.
You don't need
You
us.
don't need us, and you don't want us, and we don't want you.
We need you.
Well, we would benefit.
We need G-Flip, but we don't want G-Flip. That's how you know you can trust our authenticity,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
We will go to the grave with our principles.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're not just going to get a big name just because. We're not like
G-Flip
that.
wants to come on the show. We say we don't think it'd be a good fit. Namaste.
Bye.
Bye.
Who else?
I
I reckon the singer of Jet, I'm not interested in.
don't
talking.
care what he has to say.
I really don't care what you've got to say.
Yeah.
I got respect for like a couple of those early songs. 17, and also that, you know, take
What a
my
great
photo
song.
off the wall of it. That really put me into the Beatles in a big way. Good songs. I don't want to talk to you. Sorry.
And
the trifecta, Sean, who should we never talk to? You get a say here.
I mean, look, this isn't my podcast, but sorry, Dr. Carl, you're not coming on.
I've been emailing it.
If we're having any science guy, it's gonna be Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, yeah. Actually, fuck him too, maybe. Fuck me. Oh.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I feel like he'd just be a very comfortable vibe to have.
You reckon he would?
I feel like, you know, I'd feel really comfortable with him. For some reason, he just gives me...
I feel like...
We won't unpack that.
I feel like he was getting Me Too'd, and it was swept under the rug with such ferocity that I've never seen a Me Too swept under the rug. I feel like it was front page news and then amnesia, and I want it looked into. Did you guys hear anything?
With Russell Brand too, right?
No, yeah, he got it a bit tougher, but Neil deGrasse,
Yeah, Dr. Carl's got enough exposure
he does.
and enough respect.
Yeah.
All right, what about people we do want? Okay, here's the call up. Yeah.
We have some dream guests. Robbie, you can...
All right, we get one dream guest.
Kevin Parker.
Mine's Kevin Parker. I think it would be a horrible conversation because I'm such a fan. I think it would just be bad.
Like, I'm calling you out a little bit here, but like, and Robbie did really well, but like, you kind of had that with Kieran. Like, you were...
No, we're equals. No, it's fine.
Because Robbie, we're both such big Kieran J.
No,
Yeah, okay.
I think we're basically best mates is the thing there.
And I said I think it would be shit, but I would, you know, I'd have to pick Kanye. But I think that if I could pick anyone, like, you know, he recently died, but MF Doom would be my dream.
We were talking about this the other day at
And
lunch.
Paul McCartney alive.
We went to Sushi Train and we're saying, who might we like to have on? It was a genuine conversation. And you just said MF Doom then as well. Like it's a possibility almost.
I know. There's part of me that still thinks he's alive.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
I know, because he's one to do stunts, but I don't think he'd do one this big. We go out for lunch at Sushi Train in Sydney, and there's a line, and like, guys, we need to get into Robbie on this a little bit because I want to know what's going on. We're in line. Robbie's at the front of the line. I walk up to meet with him. We'd rocked up all separately. Sean wasn't there yet, and Robbie's standing at the front of the line waiting to get in, and the woman that works there kind of comes up as I'm coming up, and then she goes, "There's a table free. Is your the third?" So Robbie's obviously told her that there's 3 coming, and I've just rocked up, so we're waiting on one more, and she's trying to ascertain whether she should let another group who's all here in first, or whether our third person is just around the corner, therefore seating us. So she goes to Robbie, "There's a table free. Is your friend far away?" And Robbie's like, dead staring her in the face with this fluoride smile. And he's like, no. He's just like, she says, "Is he close?" And he goes, "Yeah." And then she like looks at me as if, is this guy taking the piss? And he's like, "He is close?" And Robbie's like, "Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah." And then she's like, so uncomfortable, like smiling, laughing, looking at me because Robbie's being so weird. Robbie's just holding eye contact with, and he's like, "So if I seat you, he'll be," and Robbie like, "Yeah, mm-hmm, yeah." And then she's just so weirded out. She seats us, and then Robbie looks at me, and Robbie goes, "Was that strange? Was that?" And I go, "Fuck yeah, it was weird as fuck."
What? I struggle to understand why. Just recently, I've been trying this thing where I'm just clear and concise. I'm not flowering it. I'm not flowering the arrangement with niceties and sort of fake whatever. I'm being cordial. But to me, she asked the question, "Is he going to be here soon?" Yes. I'm not going to... What more do I have to say to that?
So you're just trying to be confidently, uncompromisingly clear.
Yes.
Are you going to say something, Sean?
Yeah, I feel like the way Dart explained it, she just read a lie on your face and was like, "Sounds like you're lying."
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
you could have.
Really?
I get what you're saying, but I think like, yeah, I think some questions, like, I don't know.
What does she want to hear from me, right? Like, I think
some assurance.
Part of me was a bit frustrated with the question because it's like...
That's what I feel.
What other than exactly what you're expecting me to say am I going to say? I'm not going to say, "Oh, nah, I should probably go to the back of the line, hey."
No. But
Sorry, it doesn't matter what's going on.
Tell me, I don't want you to change it all, but just tell me, is it much of a compromise to say, "He'll be here in 5"? Yeah, he's just around the corner. She would have been like, "Cool," and took us to the table. Instead of, "Yes," in this really horrifying tone with unbroken eye contact and the most scary smile I've ever seen you do.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's fine what I did. I'd do it again.
were you angry?
He was annoyed at the question.
I was a bit frustrated at
and
the
you
question.
can feel that with the response, which is as what I think.
But I was cordial, was I not?
Pen and paper.
Cordial but weird. I'm happy to own it. I'm not changing that.
And that's good. That's good, and I don't want you to
Because I think it's okay. I mean, like...
I'm the most polite, reasonable... I'm not a Karen. Even if someone's rude, I know it's... Is this all right? I know it's going to be... I know they've got a tough job. I'm not taking it personally. If someone's rude to me, I can even, like, tolerate that. But it gets to a point where I will fucking crack. And there's been times when... I've wanted to, for example, reasonable request, move table because we're in a group and we want to look at each other and talk. There's a free table there and they're like, "Oh, no, we can't do that." And I'm like, "You can do it. And you will do it. Or we'll fucking leave." Like, I'm not going to swear, but like, just do it. Just do it. I'm paying you. We're paying you money. Put us at the table. And get fuck away, and then fucking get out of my face.
I double checked the bill at the end of sushi.
Oh,
training.
he did that too. He queried the bill.
She would have hated me.
She would have hated him.
That price though, bloody hell! I had 4 plates.
Yeah.
$29.
I think it was the drinks that got us.
I
We all
didn't
wanted
get sashimi. I didn't even get sashimi. I think I need to move or something. I don't know. Like it's but have you guys been done before? Where like, I think we're all guilty of just trusting. I think now more than ever. Now more than ever, we trust the till operator, right? Because they don't even show us the screen. They just go tap here. There's no screen to verify what we're paying for. You just go, fuck, I hope that's all right. I'll look at my bank app in a second and clarify.
I'm a truster. What about you, Sean?
Yeah, I trust as well.
I trust to a fault.
Usually in those sorts of places like Sushi Train, I like look for on the wall where they got the plates and the prices. So I was just grabbing any plate that looked yummy, not worrying about the prices. Because some plates you look at and you're like, oh, that's like a $3 plate and it's got mad shit on it. And And so this time I didn't give a shit and I paid like $30.
You got like 4 chocolate cakes. You just had dessert.
But on not trusting, for the argument of not trusting, the couch just off camera here that I just purchased. So I reckon I'm gonna, once this is set up, I'm gonna give you guys an apartment tour, and you will see, because it's an exciting time, man, being here. Like this is one of our two hubs, your place and my place, where we're going to be making stuff and making moves, and it's I want you guys to see this place, and I love it. And I bought a couch, I bought a sofa bed that folds out into a really comfortable bed because when people stay over, when my mum stays, I'll give her this bed, my bed, and I'll sleep on the sofa bed. So that
it's so comfy.
Yeah, it's really comfy. And anyway, it was on the floor. This couch was on the showroom floor for $12.99, and the lady's like showing us. The saleswoman, she folds it out. She shows me it all. I'm like, yep, cool. I'm like, yeah, I reckon this is the one. I said, before I pull the trigger, and now we're away from the couch. These places are quite large. We're at a computer. I said, before I pull the trigger, is there any way you can come down the price at all? Because I spent a fucking packet moving here, and I don't mind asking that question. Why not? You got to ask. And then she goes, again, the couch is on the floor at $12.99. Lowest I could come down to is $1,500. And then I'm with my mum. I would have accepted that.
Would you have?
I would have accepted that if I was by myself. That's how much I am like just not aware. And mum goes, hold on, you can come down to $1,500. It's only $12.99 on the floor. Mum goes, hold on, it's only $11.99 on the floor. The lady goes, $11.99? That's cost price. Another employee walks past. She goes, is that couch $11.99? She goes, yeah. She goes, oh, all right. Puts it through at $11.99. So it was actually $12.99. We got it for $100 less. She wanted to charge us $200 more. We got $100 less. These people don't know what's going on. It's fucking crazy out here, bro. So
that's pretty cool.
That's a win. And I like that win.
You've got to feel like you're on a winning streak. When you buy big ticket things, if you don't feel like you've won, you best return it. Now, let's talk about stuff that we've bought that we might best return. If you're viewing this right now, you'll be seeing something quite special. If not, Dar, can you walk us through what these things on your feet are?
Many, many episodes ago, and leave a comment, tell us if you remember this. I was talking about how I was agonizing over the purchase of a designer item by Balenciaga, the Balenciaga bouncer shoes. I saw them, I loved them. I typically wouldn't wear them in shorts as I am now, but I think they're a winter shoe with a pant. I like fashion. I like clothes. I don't have any other designer pieces, all right? I'm not someone who's...
That's not true. Sorry. You've got all your West Side Gun merch.
Yeah, would you call that designer? One of them is.
The price would make you think it's designer.
True. I just want people to know that I'm not constantly dripped out and I'm not like, oh, we have to go to Gucci.
You're dripped.
I'm dripped.
You're dripped. Come on, own it.
All right. All right.
I'm sorry. You do drip.
Okay.
You do. And that's okay.
I like to drip.
You look good.
Thank you. I like to drip. And, they're very expensive shoes. And
tell us.
$1,750.
The 50
Is a
is
piss
interesting. The 50 is a piss take, isn't it? Adding the 50 on a $1,700 item.
I bought them a few months ago, and I haven't worn them. This is the first time I wore them.
Which is why they're on the bed.
Because I'm self-conscious. I've spoken to you guys about them. I've spoken to... You want to buy a designer piece and wear it and say nothing. And then someone notices it. Oh, those are dope. What the fuck? You don't want to... I can't afford these. Tell everyone in your life about them and then fucking wear them at a point in your life where people know you can't afford them. It's the opposite of drip, and that's where I'm at.
But Sean had a great point though before where like they shouldn't touch the ground. You know, he's like, you haven't worn them once. It's like, well, they shouldn't touch the ground.
You might be cringing at shoes on the bed. They haven't touched the ground. These are the Balenci's. But Sean.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, one thing that comes to my mind that I bought is, it's not necessarily like on that kind of level, but I bought these, like the tabby shoes. They've got the toe and the rest of the toes separate, the big toe and the rest of the toes.
Yeah, are they
so
expensive?
I bought these fake Mason Margiela tabby loafers, and whenever I wear them out, people are like, "Whoa!" Like Mason Margiela. I'm like, no, it's fake. I swear, it's fake. And then they look at it and they're like, "Are you sure?" like, there's been multiple people, like, because I don't know, it says like the brand on it and everything, and like kind of.
You're gonna have to send me a photo of those. They sound dripped.
We'll put a photo of them up here.
Yeah. I'll link what they are and where you can get them for cheap. I mean, when I say cheap, I think it was like $220 compared to like $600 or something like that.
When the fakes are expensive, you're dealing with some shit.
And I was like, damn, because I'd never had loafers, and I was in a phase where I was working on this movie and I was getting paid literally just to sit in a van all day, like waiting for someone to hop in to take them to their car. And so I was like, I'm getting paid to do fuck all.
Not just anybody to come into the car, Sean. Tell them who you're waiting for to get into the car.
I was waiting for a motherfucking Ryan Gosling stunt double. Ryan Gosling.
You may have heard of him.
And Sydney Sweeney.
Motherfucking Sweeney.
Miss Sweeney, your car's here. Honk, honk. Ooh, Miss Sweeney, behave. That's me, not Sean.
They hugged at the airport.
She liked him.
She likes some Sean.
She likes some Sean.
And let me tell you, they're real.
What was that little Elvis? Oh.
That clip with her feet pics in the cheese board. Gosh, she's a gorgeous woman.
Gosh, she is. I think they're leaning too hard on that though recently. Have you seen the video clip for Rolling Stone's song Angry?
She's in it in a car.
Did you see it? Did you
Clips,
watch the
clips? Not all.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it.
You watched it?
I think she's having like a brand change, like from that video to the most recent movie, Anyone But You, that I worked on. I feel like she went from like Euphoria kind of White Lotus kind of like bratty teen. Now she's going to full. She's trying to be like Midwest US heartthrob, I feel.
Jennifer Lawrence. She's the new Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
I think it speaks to her dormant yet very obvious conservative background.
Mm.
And I think...
I love the use of the word dormant there.
Because she doesn't want... there was that pic of her at a family gathering that went viral and she was soft cancelled for. She came back.
Why?
There was people in MAGA hats at a family gathering, and
she can't control that.
No, she can't. But I think what people were... and, I'm not fucking giving this any validity or anything, but the people were saying it spoke to unlikability. Rich, gorgeous white woman with a bunch of like fucking racist rich white family
I don't know. I
members.
feel like America is the fucking place of aspiration, isn't it? Surely people just look at that and like, go you. That's all America is, isn't it? Just go you. And also that good girl gone bad thing fucking speaks volumes. Katy Perry, look at that. That she started like that. I mean, they all start. The good girl gone bad thing. It goes hard. Still goes hard. We're watching it with Sydney Sweeney.
Well, you could look at it the other way around. She was bad girl for being on like things like Euphoria. Now she's gone good. I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
us talking about Sydney Sweeney and assessing whether she's a bad or good girl, like there's danger that I'm going to get a erection.
Is this like a new
Like a
segment?
cheese erection.
New segment. Are they bad girl or good girl?
We're done with who ugly, bad or good girl.
Can I actually ask? I've actually got somebody for this already.
Oh, fuck it up.
All right, let's just quickly put Sydney Sweeney to bed.
With pleasure. Don't mind if I do.
Don't worry, Rob. I already tried that.
You did dance with her, didn't you? At
No
the party?
No, I was
She danced up to
dancing.
you.
I was dancing, and she was dancing in the background, and my colleague was like, "Oh, quick, Sydney Sweeney's dancing. Let me take a photo of you." And she took a video of it, and I was like, "Whoa."
For the, you may have seen
Can
Sean.
we put that footage in? Do you think?
Yeah, I can probably
Fuck
find that.
yeah.
All right.
Sean's off camera, but he's coming in for some cheese every now and then. He's a very good-looking individual. I would not be surprised at all if Sydney Sweeney felt him.
He's the Brad Pitt of Sydney. There's no doubt about it.
Definitely is.
Easily.
Pajama Sundays, if you want to see him in action.
So I've got somebody here for is she good or is she bad?
Our new, even more problematic segment than who ugly? Is she good or bad? Who you got? If it's Caroline Polachek, I'm ending the episode.
Have you seen this woman before?
Yes, what in?
You know who I'm talking about?
No.
Amanda Peet. She's an American actress.
Yeah.
I saw her on the TV on some random movie in the early noughties at work.
Yeah.
Just wondering what you reckon. Good girl or bad girl?
I think she's bad. I love a bad girl, man. I only do bad bitches. Only. What do you think?
I think she's a good girl. You think she's bad? I think she's a good girl. I don't know what we actually mean when we say each of those things, to be quite honest, but I'll say she's a good girl.
Do you know who's a bad girl who I've been fucking with recently? That Where the Crawdads Sing chick. You don't fuck with her?
She's the one from Normal People, right?
Yeah, I know I haven't seen that. I just think she's really fucking hot.
She was also in that movie the cannibalistic movie. With
She's
that
in
other
heaps.
act. Yeah. There
And
was
she's very Andrew Garfield adjacent, which I don't like. Fucking nerd.
What I will say about Amanda Peet is she's married to D.B. Weiss, the co-creator of the Game of Thrones series.
Oh.
Which leads me to thinking she's a good girl.
I tend to believe anyone in entertainment in Hollywood is bad. Sean?
Is a bad
Is a
girl.
bad girl.
Yeah, I mean, we could unpack that, but I think it's best left just. No, I don't know. I really don't know. I can't picture this. I haven't seen this. I probably might have seen her or anything like that, but look, I think I need to see her. But I had one for you guys.
Go ahead, Sean.
Please.
Anna Faris, good girl, bad girl.
I'm really
You know
bad with
Anna
names.
Faris? She's
Good girl. House
Scary
funny,
movie,
Scary
House
movie.
Bunny.
So funny.
Good girl?
Married to Chris Pratt, right?
or bad girl.
She's a good girl. She's a good girl, and I think she's actually really funny. I'd love her on the pod.
I think she's a good girl.
Anna Faris. Dream
I think
guest.
she's a good girl.
Anna Faris is a dream guest.
Yeah, she would be great. She seems really down to earth and really funny.
Straight up. And this is in no way influenced by Sean calling us out in our group chat saying, hey, can we stop hating on women for once, guys?
This is a separate group chat that's just me, Sean, and Robbie, where Sean told said that we should stop hating on women.
Were you joking when you said that, or were
He
you in a
was.
serious
He was.
situation?
He was joking.
No, I don't know. I thought it was funny.
It was funny.
You thought it was funny to
but-
say that, or was funny what we were saying?
Well, it was kind of joking because I know you guys aren't
We were talking about two female artists, and we weren't even hating on them. We were just
No.
we're fans, but it was so. I think it was a joke.
Yeah. What was it? Wise Blood
Yeah,
And Caroline Polachek.
and Caroline Polachek.
because I was Sean's a fan of both, and I'm a fan of Caroline, but I'm such a fan of Wise Blood, and Robbie revealed that he didn't think she was very inspired, which I was very shocked by, and then it turned into a bit of I don't know.
I think she's I think, she is what you would say the real deal.
Good.
I think... Good.
No,
it's good
I'm
of you to
glad.
admit that. I think that she's the real deal, and I think she's a great singer. I'm personally unmoved by what she makes. But, I'm constantly, it's the kind of thing where you hear it and you go, fuck, this is so slow. This melody is like lilting in a boring way. Bad melodies, sorry. Bad melodies. Good on you.
I think she's a genius.
Caroline's a genius.
I think Wise Blood is a genius. I think she's an angel walking on earth.
I think she's super smart. I reckon she's probably got 180 IQ. Wise Blood.
Yeah, I reckon I have a really low IQ. I reckon both of you, we all three of us, me, Sean, and Robbie, took an IQ test. I would be the lowest IQ in the room by a staggering amount.
Staggering?
Yeah, I reckon. I have when it comes to like fucking like moving blocks around, those like quizzes that they give you, I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know.
Well, you're doing it right now and your room looks good, so...
Maybe. Do you know, but another thing, do you know, coming back to just briefly to setting up the apartment, all this furniture in here I've built myself for the most part. This is going to take a real sharp turn into some deep territory. But I think the reason that I just said that IQ thing, and also part of the reason why I was so scared moving here, was because like I kind of grew up without a father figure, right? And without someone who would like teach you how to build things and do this and do that. And like I was never in a position where I could ask to, I've always been so scared to learn how to do something new. And later in life, I won't go into it too much, but I was in a position wherever I did ask to learn something, the response would be like, you don't know how to do that? What? Are you fucking retarded, basically? And it put me in a position where I would either pretend I knew how to do something I didn't know how to do, or I would never try and learn something new because I'd be scared of being chastised. So I thought I had no ability to build furniture and I wasn't going to be able to do it. But it's confidence. So maybe I just have low confidence and I would go okay in an IQ test. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. And also it's IKEA furniture, right? So it's sort of...
It's supposed to be simple. I was still horrified.
It's made for everybody.
Yeah, I'm scared of that. I think I'm below the everybody line.
You can do it. You did it.
I did it and it felt good.
So, I wouldn't worry.
No.
I wouldn't worry, mate.
Thanks, mate.
All right. Let's go love hate. What are you hating?
Well,
what are you hating this week, or you reckon?
I've got a menagerie, but we may not have time.
Probably not heaps of time.
Okay,
Maybe
we'll
let's
save it for next time.
All right. Let's save it for the Patreons.
Okay, yeah, that's good because guys, join the Discord because I put a call out on the Discord. It's in the link tree, WTMY/Discord. I don't know. Click in the link tree. There's a bunch of Piss Cult members in there, and I put a call out asking for submissions for Duff's Menagerie. A bunch of people came back and sent me things that they think that Robbie and I should look at the pod that's on the internet. Yeah, let's move into love-hate. So my love for this week, another music one as always. So I'm in this group chat with Jim Rhineflesh of Mild Life and Robbie, and we often talking about music and stuff like that. And who brought up Elliott Smith, you or Jim? One of yours.
Probably Jim.
Both fans. And I had never touched Elliott Smith's music. I'm probably the last person on earth to get into it. And it was being discussed. I said I wasn't aware of it. And both Robbie and Jim said, because at the time when we were talking about it, I was in a bit of a funk. They said, it's probably not the right time for you to be getting into Elliott Smith. So I didn't touch it. Last night, I was up really late, enjoying the solitude of late night, which I often do. And I was speaking...
Don't lie.
What?
You weren't in solitude, mate.
I was when I got home.
Anyway.
Ring, ring. Hello, Balenciaga. I was talking to Jordan and...
Don't make out like you're at home all night, late into the evening, alone, enjoying the solitude.
A man in his solitude.
Fucking hell.
And I was speaking to Jordan Sharp and he brought up Elliott Smith to me and he linked me this live performance of Elliott Smith on this ridiculous talk show.
Yeah, so like if you're in an argument with a friend, are you the one that will just quiet down and storm out of the room, or you just kind of stare at
a song about him?
You go write a song about him?
No, I don't do that, but no, I mean, it's not It's not like particularly angry.
Because I notice on the cover, but people are jumping off buildings, and I'm wondering if that's
It's a statue.
yeah, if that's not necessarily a good approach to deal with your problems. I mean, what's the symbolism of that?
I don't know, it just looked good.
Yeah. The stunt people didn't think so. What do you guys sing for us from the CD?
It's called Clementine.
Clementine, all right. Elliott Smith.
Cool.
And Cyberbabe, by the way. Have you met Cyberbabe?
Yeah.
All right.
Waking you up to close the bar. The street's what you can tell by the sound of the cars. The bartender singing Clementine while he's turning around the open sign. Dreadful sorry, Clementine.
He's just being chastised. He's a quiet, like depressive songwriter, and then he goes into playing his song Clementine on this show, and it just puts everyone in the room in their place. They see he's a new artist, emerging artist at the time, and this song, it is. You guys have heard it. Clementine.
I don't really know Elliott Smith. I've always found, I've said before, like I find it to be a bit too emo-y for me. I can't really get around. Sort of like Sufjan Stevens-y. It's a bit too far for me. I can't get with it really.
Sean? Yeah. Fuck with?
Yeah, I think I definitely fucked with him at a certain stage of my life, but I haven't revisited it in a while.
Dope. And
I should definitely give him a go. I'm not denying that.
It blew me away, especially this live clip that Jordan linked. I think you'll see it's a pretty special thing where someone's art just being so powerful that it kind of just changes everyone's opinion of you in the room, because he doesn't present very well. So yeah, that Elliott Smith, the song Clementine, and just Elliott Smith in general. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2003, but it's pretty crazy. What's yours? What's your love?
I don't know if I have a love this week, but I've definitely got a hate, and that is people commenting natural selection and Darwin Award coming right up online about stupid public behaviour. It's like riding the trams and the trains and stuff. You know, you see kids doing stupid stuff for likes. And just in general, the idea of... I was commenting recently with Jordan Sharp about those Darwin Awards books. I don't know if you know those big bumper... There's always a picture on the front of a guy's head exploding, like, ooh. And they're always massive, filled to the brim with horrible, quote-unquote, hilarious tales of people dying in interesting, bizarre, quote-unquote, funny ways. I just hate it. It's never made me laugh. Like, Darwin Awards, here we go. Like, that's natural selection for you. It's never really got me. I just kind of hate it a lot. I've always found it annoying, and fuck it. Fuck you.
I'm with
Nobody's denying that it's like
that
stupid
cringy,
behavior. But
like
I'm smarter than you.
Yeah, that's someone who fucking died.
So Reddit, and that's where I've been seeing it.
I'm with you. Sean, do you have anything for love hate?
Yeah, probably. I've got maybe for my love. I've been this probably been lasting for like a month or more than that, like a couple months. But I keep going back to this Brazilian music that's like from the favelas of Sao Paulo, and it's called I think it's called Baile Funke, but there's like a certain artist called DJ K or DJ K. Who makes this music called bruxaria, which is apparently means witchcraft in Brazilian. Ooh. And it's the mix is like the most fuck thing you could ever hear.
Yeah, flick this to me.
I said in the car when we were cranking it, this is the new rock and roll.
Oh,
it is the new rock and roll. It's crazy. It's crazy new, isn't it? Like you would,
yeah, it's like it's not even trying to sound good almost. I don't know. There's some, but it's like
it inflames your imagination in a way
It
because it's so
does, yeah.
relentlessly, powerfully monotonous in a beefy way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like they'll use the delay, but they'll like have the feedback up, right? So they'll say shit, it'll just sound bad. Like it'll just have bad feedback.
Yeah, and it's
shit.
like I feel like the frequencies are all over the place. Like there's no sense of like, there is a sense of balance, but it's almost by just like juxtaposing just these really obnoxious high ends, or like this tone that just goes like woo for like the whole song.
I'm very.
That's a
eager.
great one.
So that's my love, I guess.
No, that's been a perpetual love for you for some time, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, it
You're
keeps
kind of the
coming back.
arbiter of that in Sydney's awareness. I feel like like
I don't know if anybody
you're
else.
bring it from across the seas.
I can't wait to
I'm not
listen
trying to give it. Maybe I am now.
Well, you're just playing it all the time. It's great. It's really fascinating stuff. It's that kind of shit that you go like, it's a little bit scary.
It is.
It's
yeah.
it's actually genuinely a little bit scary.
Yeah, they've got a lot of clown kind of references.
The imagery is
and
weird.
Imagery and
Wow.
like.
It's like
Yeah.
gangster Popeye, but more fucked. Some of it.
What's coming to mind is The Garden. No,
Yeah, a little bit.
a little bit.
Yeah,
Well,
I guess so.
Not musically,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I think how they're trying to be maybe
vibey.
cartoonishly
Yeah,
sure.
nightmarish.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
might be,
I like that.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I think we'd be remiss to not speak about that rapper that you guys showed me.
What, RXK nephew?
How you gonna force religion on somebody? How you change the Bible and tell it to everybody? My Jehovah's Witness don't like Christians. They fighting over Jesus' birthday. How the fuck y'all know Jesus' birthday? Who the fuck is that white man Santa Claus? They say that nigga was eating kids. Why would I let that man lie to my kids? Why would I go out and buy gifts?
The way he raps is crazy. So
It's
he
so
just
funny.
it's like the most multi-tracked rapping you'll ever hear, in the sense of like every line is individually
Yeah,
recorded and it's just in one seamless flow without breaths. He's talking over himself. It's insane.
I think it's some of the funniest music I've ever heard.
yeah.
Like
The tracks go for 11 minutes.
I used to fuck with Will Smith until I realized he was on some gay shit.
Yeah, he's so unhinged.
Insane.
Oh, and
Crazy.
he's got one of his biggest songs is about blocking somebody or something.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
I
the
blocked
block
you.
list. Yeah,
His
yeah.
block list. Like he goes online just to block people.
It's crazy because you hear him starting a song, and he's kind of like just throwing the lines out, and then he'll stick to one line. Like he'll be like, he'll say something about blocking someone on his phone, and then the whole song, the next like 100 lines are just about blocking people on different media platforms. It's incredible.
She ain't wanna fuck, so I blocked her. I missed her, so I unblocked her. She pissed me off, I blocked her again. Ask for gas money, I block you. Stiff arm a bitch, I will block you. Block you on IG and block your number. I block a bitch on Twitter too. Every day my block list getting longer. Bitch calling from a private number. Block your brother, a bitch on Gmail.
I guess actually one love did come to mind for me very briefly. Depeche Mode's music is not something I'm super... Fuck, they've got the best album covers. Can I just say, check out Depeche Mode's album covers. Sick. But the album Music for the Masses from 87 has I'm taking a ride with my best friend.
It's like Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah, it is. The fucking... It's so gothic and... It's but also with that 80s sheen to it. So it's like gothic 80s in a way that makes you... I was listening to it when I was making food. It like makes you feel like you're making poison or something. You know, you feel
you're in the
you feel like a
dungeon.
little villain in the
You're in the
dungeon, and you can it's interesting stuff. Like it talks of some of the lyrics and the vibe. Worth a go. Some big
Cool,
big
man.
tracks on that one.
Fuck yeah. My hate's a bit of a story, and I'm gonna save it for another episode. I don't mean to blue balls you, but I think we've got enough in this ep, and I think it's been fucking great.
Yeah, I think we've got
capped it
enough.
off.
Do we have enough, Sean?
Yeah, it's plenty.
All right, I think that's
Sean,
plenty.
just quick, do we have enough?
Yeah.
All right. Sean's our boss.
Sean's our boss.
Hey, thanks so much for being here. We really appreciate you. I mean, this was delicious. Can I say, I've polished this up. I mean, this was so good.
Tasty,
the
so
Patreons
yum.
have come through here with mad goods.
And this
so
is so
delicious.
comfortable. I've loved it. This has been one of my favorite episodes.
Comfortable. I hope it's not been too self-indulgent. My name's Robbie Armfield.
I'm Dart.
Thanks so much, Sean.
Yeah, thank you for giving me a platform. Finally, you guys.
You deserve it, man.
I know.
Nobody else is letting me speak.
No, I know.
Yeah, I was a bit nervous. Every group has that one racist friend, and I don't want to say who it is, but let's just say...
Robbie's going a bit red in the face.
Let's just say Robbie's excited for Australia Day.
All right.
No. We love you. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.
You've been listening to The Secret Patriots.
Subscribe to the YouTube, please. Sign up to the Patreon if you've got the means to. If not, of course, please continue listening for free and follow the socials, and please join the Discord. We'd love to hear from you. WTMYpod@gmail.com. Get in touch with us if there's something you think should be brought to our attention, or you just want to speak to us. And we hope you're well.
Well, see you soon. Thanks.